Rich, I wanted to ask you, people kind of know what we do, but then they find out what we really do, and then they're surprised at the different services that we offer the automotive recycling industry.
Yeah,
And you talk to a lot of people across the country, don't you?
absolutely. Every day. Yeah.
And what industry are they in?
It's automotive sector, whether they're service technicians, wrench turners, salvage yards, tow truck companies, even smaller mom and pop type tow trucks or mobile mechanics. Anybody that's in the industry that have these automotive parts that can be recycled, that can make them extra money.
That have value.
And they have value. And some of them don't even know that the parts that they have that they're throwing away, they have value.
Well, give me an example.
Well, always it's the oxygen sensors. A lot of people say, I didn't know those have value. I've been, either leaving them on the cats, just letting them go with the converters that they're selling.
Or if they're on the manifold.
Or if they're replacing them, if they're service technicians, they're just getting pitched into the trash. Or worse, they're going into their scrap metal. Maybe they get pennies on the dollar for their O2s. Right. But as we've discussed in previous podcasts, those items that are in the scrap bin, all those, precious group metals, platinum group metals, those all get lost in the furnace.
Right. So they're not recovered.
Not recovered at all.
Right.
No.
Right. So what else do you tell them that they could harvest and make money with?
Well, obviously, we have the catalytic converters. We have our free catalytic converter price guide. As long as they're a licensed business, they can sign up and we can buy from them.
Right.
So we offer that. We offer the O2 recycling. We've been processing those since 2010.
Right.
And then we have a new program, which is our spark plug recycling program, where we are going after the iridium tip spark plugs and the platinum tip spark plugs. So that's real interesting when I talk to service technicians.
What kind of response do you get in the marketplace when you talk about spark plug recycling?
It's funny because a lot of them ask me, is this real? Are you sure? I've never heard this before.
Interesting.
Nobody wants to, pay for my used spark plugs. And after we get, to talking for a few minutes, then they realize, okay, yeah, this is legitimate. But it's the same thing I hear over and over and over. They're just throwing them away. So
it's a multi-pronged program.
It is. It's a three-pronged recycling program, which consists of the spark plugs, oxygen sensors, and then the scrap catalytic converters.
So what type of volume is required for that?
In this program, it's set up this way. It's twofold, right? We want them to save up enough bulk weight to where at the end of the year, they get a nice bonus check for something that they've, either they're getting pennies on the dollar, throwing it in their scrap bin, or they're just throwing them away. Right. So they get a nice bonus check. But also the other side of the coin is that if they can save up gross weight, so we're talking gross weight, we're talking, when you're saving up the spark plugs in boxes, your O2 sensors in boxes, and in that program, it's a minimum of 10 OEM catalytic converters. Now, if they want to send us more converters, that's great. But the program has a minimum of 10 OEM converters. So we're talking a cumulative weight of all three items. We want to see a gross weight of 700 pounds. Because like I said, it gets them a nice bonus check for items they're throwing away. Right. And the other side of the coin is, with that weight, it's helping us lower the cost of shipping. Handled? So we pay for the original or the initial pickup, I should say. Right. So it's never any out-of-pocket money for the client, which the ones that have already signed up and that are in the program, they like that. Yeah. Because they don't have to worry about getting a truck. They don't have to pay for the cost of getting it shipped to us.
Interesting.
So with that amount of weight, we'll pay for the initial pickup. We'll set it up, get the truck out there, get it picked up. Now, if they don't have access to a forklift, they just let us know. We'll send a truck out there with a lift gate. We can get the material onto the truck.
So you split the shipping cost?
We split the shipping cost 50-50. And like I said, it's never any out-of-pocket money. And what we'll do is once the material's here and we get a gross tear net weight of everything, we'll just deduct what their half of the shipping cost would be off of the final invoice.
That's a good value. So what about the free converter price guide? How do they benefit using this?
Well, it's a tool that they can go into, and it's free, absolutely free. There's no obligation. Like I said earlier, we can only buy from licensed businesses. But these businesses are able to go in there, sign up. It'll take you guys maybe 2 minutes to register to the program. But then you'll have 24/7 access to the price guide, which has currently, gosh, I think it's about 12,000 part numbers and growing.
Right.
But then they'll be able to go in there and see, hey, am I, getting a fair price for my converters?
You mean locally?
Locally, am I leaving any money on the table? So it helps the underserved market, if you will, where there's not a lot of road buyers. Maybe they're in a rural area, and they're typically getting maybe $50, $60, maybe $80 on a converter that could be a $300 converter.
Yeah, I see.
So they have access to use that. And then on the other side of the coin there's our Catalyst program.
Well, before you get into that, I wanted to ask you, what happens after they sign up for the 3-pronged program? What does that trigger?
So what they do, and you sign up on our website. You find us at pgmrecoverysystems.com.
Right.
You'll see it says services. If they click on services, they'll see the spark plug recycling program. And it'll take them a couple of minutes to register their company. But what that does is it triggers our marketing team to mail them out a hello packet. And in that hello packet, they'll send all the detailed information that we're talking about currently, but they'll also send out a bunch of stickers. So they can start slapping stickers on boxes that they have there currently in the shop.
What are those stickers?
It'll say Iridium spark plug, Platinum spark
so it
plug.
helps them keep organized.
It helps them keep organized.
O2 sensors.
Absolutely. And if they do separate the Iridium from the Platinum plug, there is a price difference. So that way we can pay, the higher price for the Iridium plug versus the Platinum
So what do
plug.
they do with the OEM converters that they're including in the shipment?
So with that, they can stick it in any open, if there's room in a box with spark plugs or O2s, obviously everybody here and everybody, at the shop that they're sending it to us, they know the difference between the converters and the oxygen sensors. But really it's primarily a good tool to put the stickers on is when you're separating the Iridium from the
Especially
Platinum
high volume
plugs.
shops.
Oh, absolutely.
Conducting auto repair. So stack those boxes, wrap those boxes, and ship that skid. Stack,
Absolutely.
wrap, and ship, right?
Absolutely. once you get up to that 700-pound, that's the target weight, So it's real simple, and when they sign up, they'll get a link. They'll see a video that we did on the program. There'll also be a link if they elect to, go for plastic totes that are on a movable dolly. They can do that route as well. And if they do buy those stackable totes, we have sets here. So when they ship in their product, we have brand new, fresh empties that we can send back to their location so they can start the process over.
So what about shops that might accumulate, say, 20, 30 converters every quarter, and they don't want to wait to ship them in to get paid for the converters? How would they handle that?
They can send those in, but in order for us to purchase the spark plugs, we have to have a full 3-pronged recycling program.
But if they've
which
already
is
been
included.
shipping converters in, they're in the program. Because they've already met that minimum for you.
They've met it. They can send those in. But if it's somebody new, we suggest maybe just holding off until you have enough accumulated weight.
Right.
So definitely.
Right. So what would be the process if they wanted to send you 30 converters?
What we're doing currently is they'll send me an email. They'll give me a heads up. What they do is they'll number each converter, and then they'll do a spreadsheet.
Okay.
So let's say they have the 30 converters, right? So they grease pin or Sharpie marker each converter 1 through 30.
A piece of tape on it.
Easy. Or even a piece of tape, and then they send a spreadsheet. So it helps us twofold. When the material gets here, our warehouse workers, they can go through it. They got the spreadsheet. They're looking at the numbered converters that are coming in from the clients.
So they're confirming the shipment.
So they confirm it, and it helps them get through it quicker. So then we can pay the client quicker.
What if there's 2 or 3 part numbers that don't populate on the price guide?
That's a great question. What we do with those clients is we say, hey, look, you know us, you've been working with us, or even if you're brand new, send those ones in and we'll put our eyeballs on them and we'll give you a fair quote. We'll call you and say, hey, on these converters that aren't in the price guide, we'll pay you X. Are you good with that? Yes, we're good with it. And then we send out payment.
So what about a auto recycler that say, maybe they get 100 converters a month or they get 300 converters a month? Same thing?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah. Now, if it's somebody who's generating a higher volume,
Right.
and what we'd like to do is talk to them about our Catalyst program.
Okay, so now you have another service you provide.
So now we have another service where they're able to reach the top of the market and get paid via assay versus selling them individually in a can.
Right.
So then they're getting paid on the contained ounces of platinum, palladium, and rhodium. So that's for somebody.
Well, that's exciting.
Oh, it's very exciting because, see, for somebody who's doing the volume, but they have to sell them in the can because they can't get to the smelter,
They get the can price.
they get the can price.
Right.
But with this program, they're able to piggyback off of our contract,
Right.
get to the largest smelter here in North America.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they're able, like I said, they're getting paid on the contained ounces of platinum, palladium, and rhodium. So,
Well, so that implies that these need to be decanned, and you could provide a service for decanning as well, correct?
absolutely. Or if they want to learn more and understand how they can do it at their facility, we can give them some guidance on that
We could provide
too.
some consulting service for that.
Yeah.
And get them set up with their own equipment in their own shops so
Absolutely.
that they have control of their merchandise.
Right.
And then it gets shipped to the processor. It doesn't come into our facility.
No. It's picked up from their location, gets delivered straight to the smelter, and typically within 7 to 10 days, they have the assay. We're 100% transparent. They see the assay from the smelter. We don't do in-house desk assays.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm more excited about the spark plug recycling program because of the fact that it serves so many thousands of repair shops across the country.
Oh, yeah.
How many repair shops do we have in this country?
Off the top of my head, what is it? It's got to be hundreds of thousands.
It's about 100,000
Yeah,
repair
at
shops.
least. And
So
how many ASE
thousands of
techs
them-
do we have?
How many what?
How many techs are out there in this country?
Oh, there's 1,200,000 service technicians
There
in
you
this
go.
country. So it's exciting for me to see this launched, initiated, and in full swing now
Yeah.
because it's serving an underserved sector of the automotive industry, the repair industry.
Absolutely. Because it's
Innovative.
It's another item that they can make money on. We're recycling, right? We're saving the planet.
Right?
We have the PGMs
We're making
in
money.
this item. We're recycling it. It's getting to the smelter. It's getting then returned back into the industry.
It
It's a
becomes
circular,
part of the circular
economy.
automotive. Yeah.
100%.
That's great. That's good stuff. Otherwise, those spark plugs would have ended up in a landfill,
Yeah.
and that iridium and platinum electrode would have been lost
Yeah, absolutely.
and not recovered. And it's a natural resource, and we need to do more of that type of work
Yeah, definitely.
in the future.
Definitely.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that information
welcome.
and sharing it with everybody here today. And I look forward to seeing everybody from Orlando next week.
Yeah. You guys should have a good time.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Rich.
You're very welcome.